Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm gonna talk about that feeling where you think nothing has happened, nothing has changed. Sometimes you say, "I've been imagining for 2 years, and nothing has changed. Nothing has really happened." Well, that's seemingly impossible. Something must have happened, right? And that happening is you experiencing reality in some certain way, right? So don't have this feeling inside of you, I'm waiting for something to happen in a specific day. Say, I am committed and loyal to who I now choose to be, regardless of what's going on. I'm not going to change it to something else just because it seems more convenient, right? I am who I say I am, and I expect and assume reality is rearranging around that, regardless of anything. So, be still and know this mellow middle of manifestation that we often feel like it should be like fireworks, sudden shifts, big signs everywhere. But many of us experience what feels like nothing is happening. That's just you being that identity, right? In that moment, you are being that identity you desire to be. It doesn't always feel extravagant, right? The same days on repeat, mellow, uneventful. But what if that stillness is not a mistake? It's part of the very proof of your new identity, of you being that identity settling in. I always have scripts, and then I think of something in the middle, which is what we call the messy middle. But let's go with it, right? I watched F1 recently, the movie F1 with Brad Pitt, and about F1 racing, right? And there's a beautiful thing that the director kept in the movie, which very often movies don't necessarily have, right? Where you're watching another movie and you see the people training for something or other. It's very eventful, it's very chaotic, it's very like, you get the sense of perpetual movement, and then we believe in this perpetual movement. But what the movie F1 kept in was Brad Pitt, the F1 driver, Sunny, I can't remember his name. His second name, Sunny, right? The guy who's in the movie, the main character of the movie, Sunny. What the movie kept in is the mellow middle, where he's literally sitting in his room reading. And we don't normally see that. We don't normally see this part of the identity that he is, of Sunny. We see the driving, we see the extravagance, we see Vegas, we see lights, we see cameras, we see action. We see the energetic training and moving, but we don't normally see the mellow, uneventful, slow, monotonous middle, where he's sitting and he's just reading about the car. He's sitting and just reading, or he's going for a jog. Something like that. The very mellow middle of being identity. Yeah, we don't normally see that. We really don't. We don't see 6 months of this person's life. We see event to event to event, keeping our attention, event to event to event. What you have to understand is that he experienced those 6 months. He experienced those 6 hours of doing nothing. He experienced the sitting there and being frustrated. A subscriber asked me about anger recently. You see him get very, very, very angry. Doesn't change his identity. It's just that identity experiencing anger, the identity experiencing sadness, the identity experiencing pain, the identity experiencing something, boringness, mundaneness, readiness, monotonous, right? It's that identity experiencing it. So don't think in this way that because I chose a new identity, I can't get angry. Why can't that person that you are experiencing be angry? just because you choose a new identity, and this isn't coming down on anybody. This is what I'm thinking in the moment, right? You get cut off in traffic. Doesn't matter who you are. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get a little angry at this person. Doesn't matter what identity you are, right? Because that's how humans are. We just react. Don't let your reaction to that reaction dictate who you are. You reacted. Okay. I reacted. I'm still who I say I am. I'm still walking in the assumption that I am who I am. Jesus wept his eyes out when one of his followers died. I think it was John, I believe, died. Or whenever anyone died, he wept his eyes out because he knew the pain that they were experiencing, because he also experiences that. But he also knows he is I am awareness. So don't let anything dictate who you are. That's why I appreciated the movie quite a bit, because of that part where they are just being still. The stillness of just being the identity, the parts that you don't normally see, right? You only see the action, like, so especially here on YouTube and things like that. You only see the you only see the parts where you are shown. You don't see the creative beingness of, like, slowness of this entire thing, of anyone's stuff, right? So the word stillness: be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Not someone else, you, right? Stillness is not emptiness, it's fullness, it's alignment, on a realization that you are aligned with yourself and everything else, because it's all you. How can you not be aligned? How can you not be aligned with anything? You are God. What requirement is required for you to be aligned with something that you created? Makes no sense, right? Nothing is kept from you. How can it be? Why would there be a stopgap between you and something else? Who is gaining something for you being held back from your dream life, or you achieving your dream life? No one. No one's gaining anything. Even the people who experience physically you in your dream life, they don't gain anything. Whatever information I give is given infinitely, in an infinite number of ways. Whatever life I live is lived in an infinite number of ways. Those people are also living those lives alongside me in various different ways. We go off on our own with the same people who are just rearranging themselves, but from everyone's point of view. So when you consciously shift identity, you stop reliving your past, you stop reliving those reality mirrors by calming what's going on the outside, by realizing that I am the stillness on the inside, the chaos ends, right? The topsy-turvy, contradictionary life fades. Here's the thing: when I say inside and outside, I just specifically mean what we are calling awareness that we feel is inside, and the outside is the reality. In reality, it is actually everything happening within awareness, right? So there's no actual inside and outside, because that would imply that there's an outside of you. There isn't. It's only in awareness, right? So if I do say inside, outside, it's just referring to how we feel it, but it is actually just awareness, right? The middle ground. If that kind of like went over someone's head for the moment, imagine a TV. A TV isn't thinking something outside of what's on the screen. Everything's happening within the TV. You are the TV, you are the screen, everything's happening within you, right? So the mellow middle, the fertile ground, Garden of Eden, right? You are no longer fueling the past with imagination. Reality stops recycling the old loops that you no longer care for, right? That's why life feels a little mellow, because, whoa, I took out quite a few things here, right? Quite a few things just left me because they're no longer where I'm focused on. I'm not trying to fix every little nut and bolt in the machine. I realized I am the machine. I am the pearl. I have bought the pearl of great price. You have invested in your priceless recognition of I am awareness. So that stillness is not lack. It's just realizing I don't need to fix every damn thing. Right? It's a rearrangement stage. It's like cruising in the air after takeoff. Smooth, quiet, effortless. It doesn't matter. You realize stuff doesn't matter. I don't need to rush to my phone whenever it pings, right? Because I think I'm going to miss an opportunity. Reality comes from literally within me, literally within you. You can't miss anything. The entire idea where we think, if I left 5 minutes early, I would have not seen this thing that I saw. No, but reality doesn't come from you not having seen something. That's just another reality altogether. You didn't miss that, right? You didn't go left and you went right because right was the better option. Right was always the way you were going in this unfolding, because you went there. Once you have gone right, it's gone. So walk in the bridge of peace, right? Walk in the bridge in peace, right? The peace of knowing I am awareness. I am walking in my assumption. And when I say peace, I mean calm assumption of who you are. Sometimes you don't feel at peace, sometimes you feel angry, sometimes you feel anxious, sometimes you feel a little annoyed, and then you get annoyed at those feelings, thinking that you are preventing something from happening. No, what you're preventing is you are preventing yourself from feeling angry. What you are preventing is you are preventing yourself from feeling sad. What you are preventing is you are preventing yourself from feeling anything that's preventing that reality. So don't prevent that reality. Accept that's what's happening right now and say, yeah, okay, fine. I am pissed off. Whatever. And who cares? Honestly, you're the only one judging your own anger, and someone else is judging your anger. Then you start judging yourself, so it ends up still being you, right? So don't worry about it. Right? The bridge of incidents doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just you living your day with calm resonance and assurance that I am anchored in stillness, right? While the world shifts around you, it is literally shifting around you. Sudden changes, right? Gone. Right? Even in the hustle and bustle, you remain still inside. The stillness is your bridge. The stillness is your proof. And here's the other thing. So I keep on segueing because I keep thinking of things to add in here. What we often feel is that while we are living our current appearance of life and we have that dream life unfolding, and then we are walking in the assumption that you are living that dream life, okay, you also have this feeling of, what am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do in this very physical moment of now? It doesn't matter. And everything is showing you that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you just renovated your house. You could move the next day. Say, no, but how can that work? I just renovated my house. Shouldn't I do something with that? No, nothing. That's the funny thing, right? I see this in my life all the time, where somebody just renovated their room, their house, their whatever, and gone. They moved. They shifted. Why? Because it's all my own awareness showing me what's possible and what's limiting in reality. And everything is possible and nothing is limiting. Cool, eh? That's how it is. It doesn't matter if you just painted your room. You can change rooms the next day. I'm talking about physical unfolding now. I'm not talking about imagining. You imagine yourself wherever you want, right? But that's the point. You're not held back by anything. You could have just got a promotion and then left the next day. Why not? Right? So you're dreaming while being awake. That's the whole point, right? So because you're no longer distracted by 5,000 people that need to eat fish, i.e. the 5,000 old contradictory, imaginational, doubtful awareness states that we have in us, you're living a dream life mostly, if not only, right? You are that inner richness reflecting abundance of I am awareness. So that's what it is. The feeling of the 5,000 is basically 5,000 thoughts that want your attention. When you realize, I'm not giving anything my attention here, I'm letting them all just be there, and they'll be fed on their own by my own recognition that they are there, and they'll die on their own because I don't need to do anything. If they need to be fed, they'll be fed. If they don't, they don't. I don't have to worry about anything. That's what the story is actually about, where you don't have to feed or worry about feeding 5,000 thoughts. Let your own I am awareness, that's the greater part of you, bring them up, feed them with attention that it is experiencing through you, while you not giving them your attention because it's not your choice. Let them be there, let them die on their own. You keep going in your own awareness. That's exactly what that story was. I believe it went like 5,000 people were hungry. I forgot the follower's name. I can see his face from The Chosen, which is quite funny. But one of his followers, they asked him, everyone was trying to figure out how to feed them. And one of the followers said, I'm not worried about this. I don't care. I think he was being a little nonchalant and not caring because of something else, but he just didn't care. He said, no, if Jesus wants them fed, they'll be fed. That's it. If your higher self wants those thoughts popped up into your reality, they will. But they're not your choice, so don't worry about it. Just let them be whatever they are being. You don't need to sort out something. You don't need to fix something. You don't need to move something so reality can unfold better. Right? Reality is you unfolding perfectly. Right? So the key reminder here is stillness is not stagnation. Stillness is not nothing happening. Stillness is the reflection of your choice to be God aware, rooted in your new identity, right? So Simon, sorry. Yeah. So when life feels mellow, repetitive, and uneventful, smile. You are no longer at the mercy of the past. You are walking in your God-given stillness, right? Be still and know that you are God. Your reality will reflect that knowing quietly, smoothly, and faithfully as you walk in that faith of saying, I am walking in the faith that I am this, regardless of anything. That's about it. So, that being said, much love, much light. Thank you for the comments, as always. Quite beautiful and quite wonderful. Some of them quite let's just say curious about reality. That being said, much love, much light. Thank you for the liking, sharing. People who are popping in from the shorts as well. Hi, glad to have you here. Much love. Nice to hear that that people are finding my channel in a various number of ways. Quite nice. So, TikTok page available if you haven't seen that as of yet for all the new people. It's in the description box below, along with the Instagram page and the Facebook group that you can join and join the community that is building there. Quite a few hundred people that are there already. There is an email in the description box below. Mine, you can get a hold of me there. Ask me stuff if you want to. Share things if you want. That being said, love and light to you all, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.